Hello and welcome. Today we are diving into a really incredible adventure. It's a journey of intellect, of culture, and honestly, of some serious personal growth. We are talking, of course, about the Fulbright Scholarship, and this is your guide to conquering the application.
So, let me just ask you straight up. Are you ready for a journey that could literally define your career and completely change how you see the world? Because that's what the Fulbright program is really all about.
I want you to think of this application not as a pile of paperwork, but as a quest. You know, a real hero's journey. It's got challenges, it's got trials, and at the end, there is a legendary prize. And the good news? We have the map.
All right, first things first. Let's get a handle on the goal of our quest. What exactly is the Fulbright program?
Okay, so at its heart, Fulbright is a fully funded shot to go study, teach, or do research in the United States. But it is so much more than that. Its real core mission, the treasure at the end of the rainbow, is all about fostering mutual understanding between the U.S. and other countries. You're not just a student on this journey, you're a cultural ambassador.
So, step one is all about preparation. This is where we gather our map and our tools for the quest that lies ahead. Your very first move is some good old-fashioned reconnaissance. Head to your country's Fulbright website and confirm you're eligible. Then, you've got to go deep. Don't just look at the famous universities you've heard of. Find the specific professors, the labs, the programs that truly sync up with your goals. Understand every single requirement. This is your map-making phase, and it is absolutely crucial.
Think of this timeline as your guide. The research and planning, that starts right now. Then, you're going to want to plan for 1 to 3 months for any standardized tests you need, like the TOEFL or IELTS, and then dedicate that entire final month before the deadline to drafting, getting feedback, and revising your essays. It turns this mountain of a task into a series of much more manageable hills.
And that brings us to step 2, forging your story. This is all about crafting the legendary items you'll need for your quest.
Now, your 2 main essays, they each have a very distinct job. Your personal statement, that's your origin story. It's all about your past and your why. But your study objective, that's your quest plan. It's about your future and your what, your concrete, specific academic project in the U.S.
But your story needs support. Your CV is the written history of everything you've accomplished. Your transcripts, they're the official record of your academic skills. And maybe most importantly, your letters of recommendation. These are endorsements from your allies, your mentors and professors who can speak to your character and your potential. You have to choose them wisely.
And remember this, after you've gathered everything, you have to review, edit, and polish, relentlessly. A single typo can totally distract from your powerful story. Every document needs to be flawless, because your story is your greatest asset. You have to make sure it shines.
Okay, now for step 3, the final trials. This is where you face the challenges of submission and the interview, and where all your preparation is really put to the test. So after all that work, the moment finally arrives. You'll upload everything through the official online portal. Take a really deep breath, do one last check of every single file, and then hit submit. You've officially passed a major milestone in your quest.
But wait, the journey might not be over yet. Many applicants get invited to an interview, and it's often the final gatekeeper. So the big question is, how do you prepare for this trial?
A really strong interview, it rests on 3 main pillars. First, you've got to articulate your goals with absolute clarity. Second, you have to show your leadership potential. And third, you need to demonstrate genuine cultural awareness. The interview isn't just a test. It's your big chance to bring your application to light.
And now we reach the end of the quest, which is really the beginning of a whole new one. Let's talk about the reward, the return, and the story you're about to start.
And there it is, the prize. Earning the title Fulbright Scholar. It's so much more than a name. It's recognition for your entire quest, and it signals the start of an absolutely extraordinary new chapter in your life. But getting the award is just the beginning. The journey keeps going with visa prep and orientation. Then you get to fully dive in, academically and culturally, in the U.S. And a crucial part of the deal is that you return home to contribute your new skills and perspectives. And finally, you join this incredible, lifelong global network of leaders and changemakers. You see, you're no longer just telling your own story. As a Fulbrighter, your journey gets woven into a global legacy of diplomacy, of knowledge, and of peace that stretches back for decades.
The application quest gets you there. It gets you to the starting line. But the real adventure, the final step, is the legacy that you choose to build when you return. So the only question left to ask is, what will yours be?